Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my mortar tutorial. This is I'll teach you my math formula. It's very simple and anybody can do it. And also I'll be teaching you how to use a protractor. Alright, so let's just get started here. So where we are going to shoot is Moss Hill, Signal Hill, Farm, and Beer Guard. Here on Moss Hill, I put a command post behind the house because we're going to curve the shell over any tall objects that are in the way, so we won't waste mortars. Same with the BTR. And then here, I put the arsenal in the stable at Beer Guard. So. Alright, so let's mark where you're going to shoot. Make sure you always mark yourself as well. Alright, so first things first, you want to zoom in and make sure that the line actually crosses the circle, because you'll be more accurate that way. Or you know how in actual games it shows you where the arsenal and whatnot's on the map? You make sure you cross the line through that object that you're trying to hit specifically. So my mark on Bugard is going to go through the arsenal because that's where usually where people put the arsenal in. All right. Here, grab the BTR thing and cross right through it. And remember, if you don't know where to shoot and they're just telling you to shoot somewhere, usually always go for the arsenal or if let's say they put the spawn point, the rally point inside the woods or whatnot, you want to aim for specifically for that, right? You want to take out all the trees around it. And if you don't have a place where you're not entirely sure where to hit, go ahead and just place it in the middle, make your mark, and place it in the middle of the encampment somewhere, right? Because you're doing artillery, it's not accurate at all. So, I mean, it could be, but we don't want it to be accurate because it's in direct fire, and because if you are mortaring by yourself, the mortar will deviate by itself anyways, which is actually great because that way you won't have to adjust. Because again, it's artillery. All right. So first things first, as you can see, I marked everything. Let's start here at Moss Hill. Oh yeah, I forgot. So this on the protractor, as you can see. The outside numbers are the mils, which is way more accurate than the angle. This is the compass. The outside numbers are mils, compass, and the mils go by 20. So 22, 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, right? 2300. And then 2, 4, 6, 8. And it's right in the middle, but not close enough where it's 90. So let's call this 2385. All right, so let's mark that on the map as well. 2385. Let's go ahead and mark this as well, which was 18246. 1860. Don't forget the mills. I forgot it. This one is 14246. 1460. You don't have to zoom in to watch. 1460 miles. Oh, right. We already marked it. My bad. That one's going to be 15 to 4. Slightly off. Let's call that 1442. Yes. Alright, we're going to be shooting Signal Hill first. So, alright. I messed up. Alright, so... Make sure that is in line. Alright. We're going to rotate the protractor until it hits the north with the red marker. That way it's going to be easier for you to just to do this. Like so. Mark every 1,000 meters or kilometers. So it's going to be 18. You can call that... Let's call that 1820 because it might deviate to the west. So, because we don't have anybody to adjust for us or keep the adjustment where we want it. So let's just call it 1820. Alright. So it's 1820. And so the first things that we're going to do is look at the mortar guide. Alright. And then we're going to take our calculator out. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the 1800 range and 1900 range. And we're going to subtract both of those. So it's going to be 1261 minus 1238. I got 23. And then we're going to divide it by 5 because we want to by 50 meters, not 100. So it's going to be 4.5. And then we're going to multiply by 2 for the extra 20 meters in the 1820 that we got. So I got 9.2. And then we're going to look for the sea level altitude. Or, yeah, I should say we're going to look for the altitude. Our altitude is at 40 meters, sea level. And Signal Hill is at 145. So the second step, the first step is we found the range in mils, right? So it's 9.2. We're going to keep that for later. And then now we're going to subtract 145. 145 to 40, which I got 105. And then we're going to divide by 100 because the D elevation is per 100. So per 100, I got 1.05. And then we're going to multiply that by the D elevation number, which is 11. If, let's say you got, let's say the range is at 1890 meters, we're going to use the 1900 the elevation number, so it's going to be 12 instead of 11. We always like to either keep on the range itself, or we like to round up. So me personally, I like to round up. So we're going to take 11.55 and then we're going to subtract 9.2 from the alright. So what I got is 2.35. We're going to take that number and then we're going to subtract 2.35 from 1261. And I got 1258.65. Since we, since it's 0.65, we can actually round up and we can just call that 1258. So we're gonna look at our map. We're gonna go down here, right? And then we're gonna add that number, 1259 meters. Boom. So when you come, when the enemy comes back to the same objective, you can just straight, you already know the numbers. It's there. All right. So 1860. 1860 at 1259. All right. So what now we're going to do is indirect fire 3 times. After this, we'll check the mortar and you'll see how much it deviated. As you can see, the first shot was here, and then the second shot deviated east, so it went down, and then after the second shot, the mortar went up, and it hit right here. So the deviation wasn't too great, it's great, because that way you don't have to adjust it yourself. You can just go to let it rip. So 1250, said 1259, and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it deviated. I'm gonna call that 5 times. Deviated 5 times, and then we're at 1860. It deviated 6 to the right. All right. Now we're gonna send in 5. Teach you, show you guys how much it deviates within just 5 shells. So as you can guys see that the first shot hit right on mark, but then the first shot deviated the mortar to go, what are we, west? Yes. So it went west. That means it deviated up. Up is down, down is up. So we can check our mortar. Yeah. So deviated pretty bad because we wanted to deviate by itself left or right, and it deviated to the right 9 times. So let's go, since we know it's gonna deviate down, let's try messing with it. Let's go 1260 instead of 1259. So that way if it deviates down, 2 shots are gonna stay on the mark and the rest is gonna fall off. Yeah, the first shot was on mark, but then it sent down, but it sent the tube going to go up. So we fell short. So let's try going down. Oof, that's insane. That's pretty bad. Let's go the original. Go, no, let's go 1257. Oh, alright, let's go check ahead. Oh, okay, see, look, it didn't deviate on left or right, but deviated pretty hard. Alright, let's keep it on mark this time and see how bad it deviates itself. As you can see that this one deviated up and then it went, then this one sent the tube down and you got these 2 hits and then also it deviated right. But these 2 shots were great. They were on mark. 1265. So what we could do is go 1256. Then it went 10 to the right. All right, so two shots were in. The second shot deviated the barrel to go right, and then this shot made the barrel go down significantly because they hit back here. So overall, pretty good. If you had a second person to adjust, to keep the adjustment in place, basically you're going to be hitting here. So, all right. Let's try. Let's try Rear Guard. Open up your map. Oh. Switch on. Got 42 mils. Again, zoom in, make sure it's right because you can be off pretty good. Anywho, rotate, protractor. Zoom in. Like so. Alright, let's see. 1,000, 2,000, 25. Let's go with 2520. Remember, you always want to shoot further because it can deviate again down, which can be, for us, is deviating west. Alright. So 25, 20. Alright. By the way, we're always going to be using 4 rings. So 25, 20, we're going to 1070 minus 1034 divided by 5 times 2. 14.4. Find the altitude, hours is 40 as we know, and then this one's 0. So when this happens, when your altitude is higher than the enemy's position, you can actually add. So let's see, 40 divided by 100 equals 0.4. Multiply that by the de-elevation number, which is 17. I got 6.8. 6.8 minus 14.4. So 7.6 plus 1070. I got 1077. Alright, so go ahead. Protractor, go right here. And 77.6 meters. And 77 meters. All right. 14, 42. We are gonna stick with 1077 just to make sure that we hit our mark, which is the one. Okay. But I feel like we are gonna have to round up on this one. All right, we're gonna send in 5. So you can see that I got my mills wrong completely. It happens. So let's recheck the mills. All right. See what we get. Oh, I think I did this one instead of this one. All right. Well, my mills was obviously completely way off. So 15, 20, 40. 15, 40. Just this. That happens. And it deviated quite a bit. Okay, 1077, 1540. Let's do that again. Going, 5 going out. So as you can see, we basically were on point. We just gotta go a little bit more right on that one. So we can go 1542. Oh look, we are 1542. Alright, let's try 45. That's 1070. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. This one obviously hit here. So what we could do, since we did add the what did we add? We added 7.6 to 1070. What you could do there is actually we can actually subtract like we usually do and see if that works. So let's try that. Let's go 1070 subtract 1070 from 7.6. I got 1062. Go down 1062 with the same 1545. There, 1062, 1545. Alright, at least we know that 1077 hits right here, 1062 hits up here, and then that way we can know that we can deviate. It's between that sweet spot. So we could do by the time we can just adjust, right? So I went down the last shot, this was at 1058. Could do this 3. Alright. 3 at let's go 1550. Go a little bit more rights. As you can see, the first 2 shots here, and then start deviating east. So I mean, you're in here, right? But then you ask yourself, how am I supposed to know if I'm in that sweet spot where I can deviate from 1062 to 1077, right? Well, what I usually do is go from one number to the other, or I just ask for help if somebody wants to be my spotter. But usually I don't get that help. So I'm not entirely sure if I hit. But clearly I'm there, right? 1062, 1077. Alright, let's go ahead and hit Moss Hill. So on this one, we're going to try to hit the command post behind the house because we're going to curve it over. Looks about right. Okay, double checking. 23, 2, 4, 6, 8. Slightly off. We can call that 5. Okay, 23, 85. The same thing. Easier. And that's just a reminder. First step, finding the range. Second step, finding the elevation. And I'm talking about mils. Right? And then we subtract or add. We subtract the mils off the range if the elevation is higher than ours. We add if we we add it with the elevation is lower than ours. Okay, so it's at 21. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2140. All right, let's do the math. $11.88 minus 11.62 divided by 5 times 4. We said it was 2140. 20.8 I got. All right. Now the elevation is 90 minus 40. 90 minus 40 divided by 100 times the de-elevation number, which is 13, 6.5. That means 20.8 minus 6.5, 14.3. And then we're going to take that number and subtract it from 1188. 1173.7, so we can call that 1174. $23.85 for the mils. And then 1173. 74, sorry. Alright. Actually start off with 73 and then we'll go up. 80, 1173, 2385. Double checking. Yeah, 1173. So I can see 1173 did hit right behind the house, but you know, it hit over here, and then it deviated down, so it went east here and here, which these are, that's a waste of mortars, basically. I don't like that, but this one hit pretty good. I like this one. Alright, what we can do is, since we're hitting the tent with the first shot, it's 1162. Yeah, so it went completely, it went further. Right, 1173. And strike 6. 2386 on this one with the 1173. Alright. This time we're gonna shoot out 4. Again, it's deviating. This one hit pretty good. Alright, but it keeps deviating down. Alright. So... oh. It's there. Let's go 87, and then let's go back up to 73. Actually, let's try 74. See if that works. Let's shoot 1. Alright, we got it. 74 at 8, what was it? 2387, I believe. Let's check it out. See, it deviated 1 right, and it deviated down 1. So let's go ahead and go back to 2385 and 1173, and then we'll shoot off one more time, just one time. Right on the mark, so you can either go 73, 74, and then since if you're going to be by yourself, the mortar is going to deviate north, south, west, or east. So, I mean, it's there. My math is accurate. We can curve it over tall buildings or objects. Alright, now let's shoot 10 and see what's gonna happen and how bad it deviates. started with 1, it deviated down, up, I want to say. Anywho, fire in the hall. Alright, well, what I saw is it hit here, deviated back down here, and then it went slowly up. So that's not bad, especially with 10 mortars. I mean, it stayed in the vicinity where we wanted to. Not so much for these, but for these. That is my mortar and protractor guide. Hope you guys liked this video. Till the next time.